Hello, everybody. It's good to be back again. This is drone update number 2. It's actually drone video number 3. There's another one already recorded waiting in the wings. I had no way of knowing how many of these there's going to be when the Peacekeepers first started coming through me. But anyway, this is update number 2, drone video number 3 with a 4th one on the way. So things have been changing quickly in regards to the whole drone UAP, UFO disclosure situation. So this story has been changing rapidly, and the Peacekeepers have been keeping me appraised as to kind of what's going on and why it's changing and how it's changing. And so anyway, I think you'll learn a bit more from this one, and I think you'll enjoy this. And of course, there hasn't been as much coverage about it because of the tragic event of the fires in Los Angeles, and our hearts go out to all of the people affected by that. And that's a really unfortunate situation, and I will make no further comment about that other than it's a sad situation for the people that are involved. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy this channeling. Please like this channel, subscribe, share, and leave comments. That really helps. So without further ado, let's go on and listen to the next channeling, drone update number 2. Talk again soon. Bye-bye.
We are so happy to be here again today. Thank you for the invitation. This is the Peacekeepers. We are the Peacekeepers. We send unconditional love to you in this time of turmoil on your planet. For those of you that are connected to us are aware that things appear from your vantage to be completely out of control. And we will tell you from your vantage that you are correct, that only when you have the vantage of unconditional love and harmony and joy and light and all of the things that make life worth living, only when you are in that space, in that head space, in that heart space, in that sharing of love amongst each other, only then can you step back. Or step up, as the case is more correctly described, that you will step up like to the top of the mountain where you can look down at all of the events and the people and the fear and the fighting and the wars and the judgment and all of the things that are the opposite of love and light and harmony. As you watch all of those occur from your mountaintop view, you can see that the vast majority of the people do not understand what is happening right now, and that creates fear amongst lots and lots of them. In fact, the majority of them are in fear, but that is shifting. That is shifting because there are those like you and Heidi and many others across the planet and the universe that are doing the work in order to continue to spread the love and the light and the harmony and all of the things that you came here to experience. This is the time of great turbulence. This is the time of great change. This is the time of the second coming of the Christ consciousness. This is the second coming of that consciousness, the consciousness of love and light and harmony and all that is good, so that you are other-centered all the time. That is the reason you are here, is to learn this valuable lesson, that you can be in a place that is so physically beautiful and so physically distracting and so physically busy with so many things to do and see, and that you cannot possibly do it in one lifetime. It is that kind of a place, this planet called Mother Gaia, or Earth. That is why you are here. And yet it has been run for longer than you want to know by those who do not share your place of love and light. It is being run and manipulated by those behind the scenes, those that some people would call the deep state, the dark government, the black government, the deep black government. Again, more names than we care to speak about, but yet it is We mentioned this the last time we came. It is very much like the movie The Wizard of Oz, where there is the man behind the curtain pulling the strings and pushing the levers and directing the whole thing. And on your planet Earth, that group is a very small group relative to the billions of people that live on your planet. We are talking a small number of 200 or 300. It is not a large group, but they are very, very powerful, for they have so much money and so many assets that they can control everything around them and keep it all secret. And that is why you are in a time of turbulence and turmoil, because they are being exposed. A light is being shined on them by this whole disclosure event that is beginning to happen. They are in the place where they thought they could control it, and with this false flag thing that they have started to do. It is still in its infant stages, and it may get much, much worse before it gets better. But you are beginning to notice that there are more orbs, there are more legitimate non-human intelligence ships and crafts and motherships, and the things that you are seeing on the videos, many of those are true. Many of those are true, and yet we also know that with the state of your artificial intelligence now, that they can make almost anything look real on the internet. So you must only pay attention to those things that resonate within you, that things that when you see them, you see the light as it is, the light of love, the light of harmony, the love of otherness, the other-centered, the kind of loving space that you will soon be in, because the darkness is being exposed. And as you know, when you flip a light switch, the darkness does not screech or try to hide. It is simply replaced with love. And that is what will happen in the not-too-distant future, as those who have been in the darkness for generation after generation after generation will begin to see the light and will begin to understand that they do not have power over love and light and harmony, that they are simply scrambling like a cockroach when the light is turned on. If you have ever seen a cockroach in the middle of the kitchen run and hide when the light is turned on, that is what is happening. The cockroaches, the human cockroaches of the darkness, are being exposed, and they are not happy about that. There are those that would say that those in the darkness are of the reptilian ET persuasion. And we will say where that has been true in the past, and there may still be a handful of reptilians still on the earth, they have seen the light. LOL. Ha ha ha. They have known for several years that their time has come to an end, and most of them have left. Most of them are no longer here. But that does not mean that they did not make the foundation, and that there may be a handful of them still here, still helping to pull the strings. But the number is so small that it is insignificant compared to the millions, soon to be billions of you who are of the light, who are of love and harmony and other-centeredness. That is the true paradise that will be Mother Gaia in your not-too-distant future. Alexis often worries about, will she live to see this? And the answer is, well, of course she will. Whether she is in this physical body or not is almost irrelevant, as it is with you, Heidi, as you are both no longer youngsters. You are now old enough to pay attention to the things that matter. And because you are older, you are also knowing that your physical life is not infinite on this planet. And we are here to tell you, we are here to reassure you, whether you physically see it happen or not, from this body, from this position you are currently in, you will not miss anything. Alexis sometimes has the feelings of, oh my gosh, I hope this happens before I die. And we kind of chuckle at that, because you will not die. The body may stop working, but you will not die. You are still here. You are still present. You will see it from the other side. And so we are here to assure you that you will see quite enough from this vantage point of humanity. You will see quite enough to know that you have done the good work, and that you have done what you came here to do. And in your cases, you have been here hundreds and hundreds of times before, and yet you do not remember those lives, and so you treat them as if they didn't exist, when of course they did. And that is the ladder, the stepping stones, the step stool that got you to this place. That the information that you learn in one life builds upon the information from the previous life, which builds upon the next and the next and the next, until finally you are at the position that you are when you are saying, oh my God, I think I have arrived. And we are here to tell you, you are very, very close to that. So revel in it. Be excited about it, as Heidi said. It is something to be excited about. There are millions upon millions, possibly billions, soon to be billions of you that are here for this exact purpose. That is why you came this time. And as you know, time is an illusion, and so you have made this all up in your heads, collectively and individually, for there is no true time. Time is an illusion. This earth space, this physical body, is all illusion. Does not mean it's not important, because this is how you learn. This is how you evolve from one soul to the next. How you evolve from an infant soul who has not yet learned that ultimate love and otherness is the path that you are on. It is so difficult to see that from just the tiny little slice of your existence that is called a human life. It is smaller than a drop in the ocean in the grand scheme of things, for you have been here forever, since the beginning of time. Because time is no illusion, it is an illusion. You have been here forever. You are an infinite being. God is infinite. You are infinite. We are all infinite. You have always been, you always will be. So don't be afraid you're going to miss something. For you are not going to miss anything, other than someday you will look back on this life and go, wow, holy cow, I'm really happy I was there to experience that. For not all souls have chosen this. Other souls have other journeys, other experiences that may or may not have anything to do with the experiences here on earth. That does not mean yours are better or that theirs are better. They are simply different. So as you continue to watch this theater in the sky unfold before you, know that it is way too complicated for your human mind to grasp. As you begin to see the layers of the onion continue to peel off and peel off and peel off and peel off, you will see things on a regular basis that will blow your minds. You will see things that you cannot possibly fathom from your human perception, from your human perspective. You will see things that seem unreal and magical and mythical, and how could that possibly be? And the answer is because you have been hidden. Those truths have been hidden from you. You have been kept in the dark. Even though you are light workers, you have been kept in the dark for many, many, many of your lives. It is this life that you have discovered the light in a way that you can spread that light amongst others who have ears to hear. You hear that repeated again and again and again, because the ultimate truth is you all have ears to hear, but just not at the same time. Some of you will have ears this lifetime. Some of you had ears the previous lifetimes. Some of you will have ears the next lifetime. It doesn't matter. It is simply infinite. And that is an impossible thing for your human mind to grasp. So we will simply say, pay attention to the theater in the sky, but do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of what is building to look like a false flag event. Just know that what they have already started is beginning to backfire on them, is beginning to blow up in their face, because the shift is happening way, way faster than any of us anticipated, because there were so many of you that have been on the fence for years, decades, lifetimes. It doesn't matter what time period you assign to it, for, as we have said many times, time is the illusion, and you are only in the now. And so what is happening now is all that matters. And all of the knowledge that has come with you from previous lifetimes is here now, and is flowing through you now, as you begin to see that love and light and harmony and other-centeredness is all that matters. And so the theater in the sky is there for your entertainment and your amazement and your enjoyment and your fascination. For this is indeed a fascinating time to be alive on planet Earth. Mother Gaia loves you deeply. Heidi, do you have questions for us today?
I'm wondering, I'm not sure if you can answer it, but when you started speaking about this, I had some very strong feelings that there are also moles within that group of elites, people who are sort of the key into making it faster. Could that be correct? Like sharing love and human interaction with those specific people. Do you have anything to say about that?
The word moles.
Perhaps that's incorrect. It felt like there were people within that community, within that group,
yes,
who are not
yes,
dark.
Yes, of course. Just like we told Alexis that there are those in your government who are light workers, but they are in the minority, and they are a very small group, because the government has been structured to support the dark agenda. Everything that has been built in your government, from the buildings to the laws, to the way the Constitution is written and then ignored, the way that everything that is structured within your government is being structured by those that are in the deep state. They are doing it in a way to make it look like it is authentic and real, but there are small numbers of light workers in every corner of the world, for light never goes out completely. And those who have had the knowing for lifetimes before this, or even if they have discovered in this lifetime that the deep state is not in the greatest interest of the cosmos, in the universe, in the multiverses, that those that are there are surrounded by structures that they have built. They are surrounded by laws that they have made. They are surrounded by institutions that they have created, such as the Federal Reserve, such as any organization that has the .gov behind it. for they have been doing this for a very, very, very long time. And they are playing the long game, but the long game is about to come to an end. And so, in answer to your question, are there people of light within those organizations? And the answer is, of course, yes. For love always penetrates the darkness. But those people cannot stay in those institutions, in those groups, for any appreciable amount of time, for the vibration is so low and so dark and so deep, and it is such a physically dangerous place for those who do not toe the line, that those of the light have a greater impact from outside of the organization. For, as you were discussing with Alexis earlier, one person who is vibrating at the level of unconditional love and bliss and joy and harmony is so much more powerful than those that live in the dark, that the light workers no longer need to be in those organizations. For there is no convincing of those that are in the darkness. They must find their own path. And most of those will not find their path in this physical lifetime. It will either be in future lifetimes, or they will be one of the souls that will be left here as the next version of Earth evolves and builds. The Earth that Alexis has heard before, Earth version 2.0, and Earth version 2.0 will not have anyone of the darkness. And so those people will remain here while the rest of you ascend to the next truth. So that was a very long, contorted answer to those of the light cannot stay in the darkness for any significant period of time.
This is fascinating. Thank you.
And an analogy for you from the human perspective, because we know your politics and we know your political bent, your political direction could not stay in your high level of vibration if you were to go to a political meeting of those with whom you do not resonate. And so for those who have lived in the darkness, have lived in the deep state, when they begin to wake up, they must leave the darkness. So it is the same way that you could not be your happy, loving self if you were surrounded by those that are self-centered on the other side of the political aisle. And so you would find it necessary to leave in order to save your own consciousness and to save your own levels of vibration. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
That is one of the reasons that Bashar has asked that we do not talk about all of the things that are in the darkness to any significant degree other than to understand that they are there. As the words conspiracy theory have been made intentionally to have a negative connotation, just because something has been labeled a conspiracy theory does not mean it is a theory. There are conspiracies, many conspiracies that do exist, but their time is coming to an end rather quickly. And so it is okay for you to briefly acknowledge their existence, but it is not in your best interest to dive deeply into it, for it is a soul-sucking place for a light worker. And so you may look at it very briefly in order to understand its existence, but we encourage you to not spend significant amounts of time there, for it will suck out your soul so to speak. Not literally, of course, but it will dampen your light. It will certainly lower your vibration while you are there. And so we would encourage you to look at it, acknowledge it, and then go back to the light work, for you are much, much more powerful when you are doing that work rather than being sucked into the conspiracies. Does that make sense?
That makes absolute sense. Thank you.
Do you have other questions for us today?
I don't. My mind is a little bit blown right now.
As we would expect it to be. This is a mind-blowing time to be alive. This will challenge everything you have ever been told. And we are here to tell you most of what you have been told are lies. That is not an encouraging thing to hear, but it is a freeing thing to hear. For once you are aware that most of what you have been told are lies, it frees you to live your own life, your own journey, to follow your own individual light, follow a path that has never been walked before. That is your journey. That is your reason for being here, is to walk the new path, to walk a path that no human has ever walked before. That is the reason you are here in this special time. And Alexis just got full body goosebumps on that one, because this is the time of expansion and love and harmony and joy and a world that you have only seen in the fairy tales and in your mind when you're dreaming, the paradise of love and harmony and light and no pollution, no poverty, no war, no battles, that peace and love absolutely will win. And it will win very soon. So just take heart in knowing the second coming does not look like those that read the Bible expect it to look. The second coming will be a way that all of those who are open to the source of love that is the Christ consciousness, anyone open to that will receive it in the very near future if they haven't already. As you continue to live this earthly life, continue to focus on the things that support that loving energy. That is our message for today. Do not be confused. Well, that's not a good thing to say, because of course you are confused. Do not be disheartened or discouraged by the lack of comprehension or understanding of what is happening around you. It is beyond your grasp at this point, because you still have not allowed your mind to open to the infinite loving light that is out there. And so as you begin to open to that, your human mind will have to reframe and repurpose and redirect and open up in ways that it's never opened up for you before, because you have been living in a suppressed existence for all of your lives up till now. So with that, we will simply say, thank you for the invitation. Thank you for listening. Thank you for opening your door and walking through to the light. We love you.
Thank you with us.
Please say again.
Thank you for sharing with us.
You're very, very welcome. It is our pleasure. It is why we are here. It is why we got together as the Peacekeepers. For that is our job, is to keep the peace by encouraging the light to shine. We love you. Good day.